Okay, hi everybody. I am going to be doing this in different positions because today we are preparing for our Sun Salutations. And I am sorry I'm a little late. I had a white top on and it's pretty bright in here right now. What? In this little cottage. This is day 6 of me being locked in with the snow, but that's my own fault. I could have gone out and walked and stuff, but I just wasn't up for it. So I will go this way when we're doing some of the poses that we're going to be using Friday. As I said, Sun Salutations on Friday. I don't know if anybody's watching live today or not, but I am getting some great feedback from my friends that are watching at other time of the days as well. So thank you for that. I see something up in the corner I might want to check out. Okay. So let's get going. We're going to start, of course, bringing our energy into the room as you sit on your block and allow your legs to settle onto the ground. Bring your shoulder blades up and down your beautiful back. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring your spine over your tailbone. Inhale again. Settling into that pose. Making sure you're tall in your torso. Chakra, crown chakra going to the heavens above and deep in your breath. Letting go of everything that is currently outside of this yoga class. You are now in a yoga class, and thank you for joining me. Taking in your breath, we're about to set for our 5-4-5-4-5 breath. So remember your 5-for-5 breath. You inhale for 5 seconds through your nostrils. You apply Mula Bandha for 5 seconds. And an accelerated exhale for 5 seconds. Let's do 4 and 1. Two-part yogic breath. Remember, fill your tummy and then lift your chest. Shoulder blades down your back. Heart center coming towards me. Last one. Sitting there with that frequency that you created in your body by listening to the sounds to the end of the tune. Till the strike stops the vibration and from your breath work. Good job. Opening your eyes now and coming off your block. We're going to do a little bit different with ragdoll today. I like ragdoll because I'm going to assume that you guys haven't stretched yet. And I usually teach the early morning class at Sukh Yoga and Wellness, so I know that we haven't stretched yet. I fit it into getting dressed and doing my chores around the house. I fit, when I bend over with straight legs, engaging them, of course, because you always want to be engaged in your calf lifting your kneecap into a very engaged quad. That's the energetic stocking I speak of. Your heel going as far away from your leg as you can make it, while the top of your foot, your toes, are coming towards your body. But not like that. That's princess foot. Really pretty and effective. I want the entire top portion of your foot coming towards your body so that we're lengthening our hamstrings. Because remember, as we grow older, and some of us haven't worked on them at all in our lives, are having longer, looser hamstrings supports better lower back health and better hip health. All of that very important. So I do work on them every single day. It's good for both of us. I want you to grab one of your blocks and put it right in front of your pelvic floor, not exact, wherever you feel comfortable, wherever is your natural reach. Then we're going to inhale and put our shoulder blades behind our back, and we're going to exhale, really grounding out on our pelvic floor, really establishing a relationship with the pelvic floor and your yoga mat. You would be facing the other way, but because of how I'm going to be showing you some other moves preparing for Sun Salutations, then I'm going to switch this way. So I want you to be engaged with your pelvic floor. Now remember, if you are the type of body that sits like that, even when you're trying to straighten your back, you need to bring the corner of your blanket in, like I showed you in the first class, and sit on just the corner of it till it has your pelvic bone tilting forward so that you're engaged with the floor. That's how you keep your lower back safe if that is your body type. So go ahead and make that adjustment now and get a nice relationship with the pelvic floor. Kick out those heels and then slide your block on the exhale away from your body. Every time we move, we weaken our foundation, just like anything else. So we have to re-engage. So it's a constantly reminding yourself to re-engage. Your legs are active in this stretch. Just for today. Some days I do it where there's a micro bend and you're relaxed, but today I want you a little bit engaged. You don't have to be fully engaged in an energetic stocking, but somewhat engaged with your legs, please. Taking in another nice, long, beautiful inhale. Exhale. And send that block further away once again. Breathe. Allow the opening right now in your hamstrings and in that inside thigh muscle that's getting a good workout right now. Remembering the rule that 3 breaths, nice deep breaths, is not only detoxifying for your body, but automatically engages a hydrating system into your body to hydrate those areas that have not been opened in a while. And this is one that will get those muscles opened. Taking in another nice, long, beautiful inhale. Exhale. And send your block as far away as you can one more time. Almost as far away. We're going to come in just a bit. Normally when we're more advanced, I'd show you what we'd be doing if we're more advanced, but this is beginners. We'd be coming down with our heart and then sending our arms away from our body. So I'm not warmed up enough to do it and then coming down like this. This is a pose that I absolutely earned, I swear to you. This is not because I'm flexible. I earned this by practicing consistently for a couple of years. It took me a couple of years to get there with comfort so that I can have a soft face and breathe through the asana. That is the ultimate goal, is to be able to get into your pose, hold with grace. So right now you're like this, breathing because you're on your 3rd breath now. Now you're going to inhale. Shoulder blades are down your back, remember, face is forward, long in your sternum. Now I want you to take the block and slightly push it away until you can just touch it with your fingertips. Don't push it too far, you can't go back and get it, but you're just at the end of your fingertips. Inhale. On the exhale, bend your elbows towards the ground, and then inhale again. Inhale one more time. Eyes are still forward. And then one last time, and whatever is available for you, bring your forehead into surrender. So if this means that you're up here like this, that's fine. I still want you to now look away and surrender so that you are getting a nice organic stretch led by gravity, because your elbows are on the ground or your hands are on the ground supporting your torso. Your toes are coming towards your body, your heel is going away, and your top center part of your forehead is surrendering as close to that ground as you can let it. Elongating your neck and elongating the soft tissue up either side of your spine. Taking in 3 nice, beautiful breaths there. Continue down. Don't come up when I come up. I'm just wanting to guide you. So forehead going to the ground. Full surrender. One last breath while doing that. Inhale. Exhale. Now I want you to inhale as you bring your eyes to the blocks, and on the exhale you're going to find your arms and walk your hands back towards your pelvic floor. Bringing your shoulder blades down your back. We're just going to go into a beginner stretch. This stretch in and of itself grows as we grow. But today you're just going to bring your torso to this left leg. So you kind of want to line yourself up, kicking away with your right leg and lining yourself up with that torso. Inhale, keeping your sternum long. Bring your hands as far away from your body as you can. And then exhale as you bring your elbows to where you can. Just allow yourself to slowly do this. We're going to do this in 3 tries. So what I'm doing here is I'm opening up your right side. So we want to just get it, you're going to feel a nice stretch there, and that's the stretch we're looking for. So not only are you getting a nice stretch in your hamstrings and your inside thigh muscles, by bending your elbows, you are inviting your top body down to your lower body. Same idea as when we do a forward bend that we did on Monday. If you can't get down there, you're going to visualize. We're going to visualize that we're inhaling and exhaling all the way down. If you can only get part way down, just bend your elbows and get part way down. It's not a race, it's a conditioning. And this is what I want to do, is condition you to be able to get into these poses fully. Taking in another inhale on the exhale. Always trying to grow in our poses, always trying to open up our bodies. And then, of course, holding so that we can hydrate body. Taking in another nice, long, beautiful breath. Inhale. And then exhale as you bring your forehead down to your shin. Breathing. Good job. 3 nice, beautiful, nurturing breaths. Inhale as you bring your eyes to your toes. Make sure your toes are coming towards your body. Exhale as you straighten the arms. And then inhale as you slowly walk your hands back to your torso. Put your shoulder blades down your back. Allow your hands to come to the top of your thighs. And have your elbows going to the floor behind you. Good job. Go ahead and release your legs, and let's just tap it out. I can hold them for quite a while, but I want to honor that you're not used to stretching your legs. So tap it out, then inhale, and open up again to exactly where they were. Don't move your position, because we're going to go and get our blocks afterwards. Now I want you to make sure that you're fully engaged with the relationship with your pelvic floor and the mat. Inhale, bring your torso in line. Now every side is different, and you're going to notice that when we're doing these kind of poses. These stretches will differ for everybody. Kicking your heel out, bringing your toes in. Inhale. Exhale as you bring your hands further away from your body and start bending your elbows just a little bit. Opening up your left side now. We got this a fair bit opened on Monday, so hopefully it's still working for you. Inhale. Exhale as you bring your elbows down just a little bit more. If you can come all the way down onto your forearms, excellent. I know there's a couple of people working with me that can. And then you're going to inhale and exhale as you bring your forehead down to your calf. Kick out on this opposite leg, making sure you're remaining engaged. You're going to lift up some, allow for that. I use my right hand as leverage to bring my torso over to open up this left side even further. So inhaling and then exhaling into a full surrender. Now that we're in that full surrender, let's hold for 3 more breaths. Inhale, eyes to toes. Exhale as you push away the floor with your hands. And then inhale as you walk your hands back towards your torso, bringing yourself back to center. Back to center means hands on the top of your thighs, elbows going to the wall behind you. Good job. Now we're going to go get our blocks, and you'll be able to see how much that little bit allows you to open up, and it encourages you to continue coming back and doing these yoga classes with me and honoring your body and aging with grace. We need to be flexible, strong, and have lots of mobility. Inhale. Shoulder blades down your back as you bring yourself forward, so you can see I'm bringing my torso between my hips. My shoulder blades are down my back, so I'm very engaged. I'm using the muscles in the back of my legs as leverage here. So that's a little bit more advanced, but that's where you're going to be going. Now we're going to inhale. And we're going to exhale and bring our arms a little bit further away. Send those heels away. Now you're going to inhale. And you're going to exhale your hands right up to where you had left them. Remember I said put the block at the end of your tips. Now inhale. And on the exhale, put as much of your hand on your block as you can. Grab it and bring it up in the air. Good job. So you see I got that much of my hand on my block, which means I opened up that much more that I could with ease grab that block that I had put out of my way. So it's a great way to motivate you into being deeper into your body. So excellent job. Send that out of the way. Now we're going to bring our legs together slowly. If you need to, go ahead and guide with your hands. Nice and long in your back. Bring your hands over your toes. If it's possible, if not down here, and if not, on your calves is fine, on your legs is fine. We're just going to, in one nice big breath, surrender over our extended legs. We have a micro bend in our knees. I'm just slightly engaged in my legs, but my most important is how nice and loose my back has gotten. So I'm allowing my neck to lead my back in a nice, long, beautiful breath. Two more. And another one. Inhale as you bring your eyes to the toes. Exhale as you slowly come back. Shoulder blades down your back. Good job. Good job. If you're working with me now, excellent. I like to see you guys live, but I can't see if anybody's on or not. I usually have a few people join me, and then some more people watch later on throughout the day, and I'm good with either. Thank you for supporting me. I'm going to get you to come on with you're going to bring your feet to the left and your hands to the right, or whatever. What I want you to come to do is onto your knees into hero's position. David, you had asked me to do a few things In Ashtanga, we called this Thunderbird, and I think you call the other one Thunderbolt. I have noticed in my, in many years that I've been doing yoga, that many of the schools call them different names, unfortunately, but I do know what you're talking about. I'm going to be offering full expressions of poses, just the pose, so like a 5-second video, as I get better at working with this schedule and working from home and figuring all this out. So thank you for asking me. I'm available for requests. This is pretty important that we keep this going in the beginners, which is hard to do for those of us that are seasoned yogis. I enjoy doing it because I like to introduce people to yoga, of course. And I think that that should be done slowly so that you gain strength and flexibility. Hi, I see somebody's on there, thank you. So that will be one of the ones I offer up on a separate video, which will be, I will call them asanas, and then the name of the asana in Sanskrit and probably English as well. So thank you for asking. I'm so available for that. I couldn't see what that said, but I'm glad you're there. Thank you, thank you. And we're going to get ready to do a couple of, we're going to stand up today. We're going to do downward dog. We're going to do a few poses so that on Friday you're going to do your first set of sun salutations. So for those of you that are I'm going to show you a couple alternatives for my friends with bad knees. So you'll get that. So I'm going to always show you first. I must, because I'm doing this without seeing what you're doing. So I want you to do everything correctly. What we're going to do now is just a little bit of a hip opening. So I want your, whatever foot's in front of you is fine by me, but I want space between your pelvic floor and your heel of your front foot. Mine is my left. And then the foot between that, there's space. Then I want you to bring your hands down. Be engaged. See my shoulder blades go behind my back. It's a nice little hip opener. If you can, bring your elbows down to the ground. Bring the entire portion of your forearms down. This is another time when you can use your blocks as well. Kinetically speaking, we like to make that contact, right? So it's a good way of learning. So if that's what you have to do in order to bring your forearms down, then please do it. If this is what you have to do, then that's fine too. What I want you to do is be able to get your forearms down, and if you can, then I want you to, see, I can't do it because I can get over. For me, it's a nice little hip opener, just a nice gentle hip opener for you, because we're going to be doing pigeon next week. So I'm going to be opening your hips a bit today and a bit more on Friday, of course. So you're going to inhale. And then on the exhale, surrender your forehead towards the mat. Now I can touch it, that doesn't mean you can. It's just bringing more weight in and opening up your heels, your hips. Remember I said I say the wrong word sometimes, you'll get used to it. But opening up your hips. So 4 nice breaths, ideally keeping your sit bones attached to the mat, right? So get in your position. One more nice breath for luck. Good job. Inhale as you bring your eyes to the top of your yoga mat. Exhale as you push away the floor. Now you have your straight arms. And then inhale as you walk yourself back. Hands at the top of your thighs, elbows aiming to the wall behind you. Inhale. And switch legs. So see how much higher up this hip is? As I said, I call this my Uncle Richie's hip because it makes no sense that I have it. And yeah, he was my only blood uncle, full blood uncle. So I blame it on him because it's just easier that way. Inhale. Bring your hands away from your body, coming down. So feel yourself grounding back there now. You can feel your sit bones and your feet. It's kind of like a tripod going on. Nothing's touching. You have space because that's better for your knees and your hips right now. Hands are away. Adjust your blocks if you have to. They should still be there if you need them. Taking in an inhale, shoulder blades down your back. Exhale. Taking your breath there, getting yourself positioned. I held you talking on the last one, so I'm going to hold this for one more breath. Your chin should be forward. Even I was looking down. We're not looking down yet. Sorry. Now you're going to inhale. And you're going to exhale as you slowly surrender your forehead towards the floor. Breathe. Settle into those tough spots. It is in your breath that you're going to find the ally that gets you through these tough spots. I can really feel this in my left hip, of course, but I don't want to back down, because all that's telling me in this simple pose is that my hip needs opening. Leading a long, beautiful neck, or back with a long, beautiful neck, as you surrender into fully opening that stubborn hip. Inhale. Bring your eyes to the yoga mat. Exhale. Push away the floor with your yoga hands. Inhale as you walk your hands towards your torso, and exhale as you bring your shoulder blades down your back again. Hands to the top of your thighs and elbows to the back of the room. Good job. We're going to bring our left leg behind us. Yours should be facing the front. I'm going to face the side because I'm going to show you a couple of different positions here before we actually get up to down dog. And that is, I think I showed you this the other day. Anyway, I'm going to show you again. I want your hands directly under your shoulders. You bring your right leg back all the way. Get those toes tucked in and send those heels to the wall behind you. Inhale, bring your left leg back, and then bring yourself to plank. So plank is not this. You're not sagging your pelvic region to the mat, and you don't have your bum beyond your shoulders. This is plank. Nice and strong. Your neck is an extension of your spine. It's not hanging like that, and you're not looking up like that. You're a nice extension. Inhale. Now just watch these two first. Then you're going to inhale, and this is chaturanga. See how my top of my arms are in line with my body? And then this is up dog. I like to come onto the top of my tippy toes. So ideally, shoulder blades down the back, looking up, and your pelvic floor is not touching, although it looks like it is. It's not touching. You're just getting it as close as you can. Inhale. Then you're going to curl your toes under you, and exhale into down dog. Okay? Now down dog, if you're up, you should be up. That was a nice easy way to get into it, or you were just watching. So let's come down now. And now that you've watched, let's do that together. So it's plank, chaturanga, where your upper arms are by your rib cage, up dog, down dog. Okay? So we can isolate those and just do them one at a time if you want, but it's nice to do them in flow because it gets you using your breath, and that's how you will ultimately be using them. So if you can, let's do that in flow together, okay? Inhale, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, right leg back, left leg back into plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Inhale, curl your toes. Exhale, downward dog. Okay? So downward dog, you are pushing away the floor. You are engaged with your arm and your back. See how I'm shifting my shoulders if you want to come out and watch? You inhale. I like to drop my forehead between my arms and get a nice shoulder stretch, right? Your heels, it's very permissible to have them up in the air. Ideally, you are encouraging them towards the floor, but that's not the end all to be all. Some people do a short dog. You're the entire mountain, not just the mountain top. So you want to be calipered, right? Your hands are directly off your shoulders, engaged in yoga hand. Remember, I told you that, taught you that in the very first class. And this is so good for your lymphatics. Drop your knees, exhale into the full expression of hero's pose. I always come back to my hands in one way or another being right by my hip flexors, my elbows pointing to the wall behind me, and my heart chakra, the most prominent part of my body. I do a lot of work on other people's heart chakras, and I'm constantly working on mine. This is the kind of world, sadly, that can combat it every single day. There's stuff flying at you that's negative if you're not watching who you hang, and it's hard. I mean, you're out in the public and stuff, so that sort of stuff can get you dirty, and we don't want to get dirty in our heart chakras. I keep them clean. So we're going to do that again. Okay? Inhale. Bring your hands away from your body so this is basically table. We learned this the other day. So you come into table, hands directly under your shoulders, right leg back, left leg back. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. See how I maneuver my toes. Get my pelvic floor as close to the floor without touching it. Again, pushing away the floor with my hands, looking up, going for a back bend. Then I'm going to inhale, bring my head to neutral, curl my toes under me, and exhale into the full expression of downward facing dog. Inhale as you gently bring your knees down. Exhale as you come into hero's pose. I hope that a couple of you try this that have never done dog before. We're going to do that series again. It's a very good one. It's really good for your upper body. Really good for working with your breath and the movement. This is what I want to teach you almost right away, is the momentum with your breath. Okay? It's fun getting strong. It's fun getting in shape. It's fun doing yoga. Yoga is a great, great, great daily exercise and a super complement with any other activities you may do. I know I say cycling shortens your hamstrings and all that, but I like doing it. You have to do it. Everything you do is going to shorten your hamstrings. That's why you do yoga. Swimming, hiking, everything. Good complement to power walking. We always go for a nice power work after yoga when I do it at the studio. It's fun to do it in groups. Accountability buddies are ace. So let's go. You ready? Going to do it with me this time. You should be in hero's pose. Inhale, exhale to table. Inhale, right leg back. Take a breath. Exhale, left leg back. Nice and strong. In your yoga hand, inhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Inhale, maneuver your toes. Exhale, down dog. Good job. Really span those armpits. See how I'm widening my upper back. I'm really using my shoulders. I'm really using my muscle. I almost animate my movement sometimes when I really want to get into my muscular system. It's a really good way to do it. Lubricating your body, hydrating your body, and yes, always hydrate your body. So we're going to do a couple of standing poses now. And again, I'll be switching back and forth so you can see me forward doing it and then sideways. And we're going to come up from down dog. So we're going to do this series one more time of these 4 poses. And then we'll come up in our dog. But I'll show you right now how we're going to come out of our dog for those of you that, so watch this, okay? If you can, I'm going to get into dog. So if you can, whatever I say, come to the top of the mat. You can either do it like that, one step, or you can walk your hands towards your feet, or if you are walking your feet towards your hands, when I say use your heel to toe movement, I mean use heel to toe movement. You want your heel to be the first thing that hits the mat. So you're getting a nice stretch in the back of your hips there, as well as in your calves, and you're using your foot the way it was, and then you're just going to walk it all the way to the top. So those, and then the last place, which is more advanced of course, is inhale, is jump. I've got this here right now, but that's advanced. So you know there's many different ways. So what we're going to do today, and now that you've watched, I want you to do it with me. Inhale, send your hands away from your shoulders, bring that sweet spot of your forehead down onto the mat, take your breath, curl your toes under you, and exhale into downward dog. Good job. Inhale, on the exhale, start walking your hands towards the top of the mat. Now that you're at the top of the mat, I'm going to get you to just hang there. I'm going to move here so you can see me. I want you to move your hands about 1.5 feet away from your feet. See where mine are here? Now watch what I do with my legs. So I'm going to pull and bring my hips so they're over my ankles. Then you're going to exhale and bring your tummy onto your thighs and wrap your hands behind your legs, if that's possible, and clasp your hands, hang on to your wrists. Whatever you need to do to get a nice forward bend in standing position. What I do want you to do is put your energetic stocking on. So you're going to engage your calves, lift your kneecaps. Remember, we start here. We're touching our tummy to as much of our quad as we can. And if you can only do this or this, it's perfectly acceptable. Do what you can. So your modification would be this or even this. Ideally, what we're aiming for, in full forward bend. Inhale. Release your hands. Put your hands in the creases provided by your elbows, keeping your legs remaining engaged. Ragdoll over your legs. Let gravity pull you. Excuse me. Inhale, and then very slowly, using a very round back, because you're thinking about each of the vertebrae. You're pushing away the floor with your legs. Bringing yourself up to standing, up to mountain. So mountain is at the top of your yoga mat with your shoulder blades down your back, your heart center forward. I have my hands in hand mudra concentration, palms forward. My legs are engaged, not a complete energetic stocking, but engaged. You're slightly pushing away the floor and you're as tall as you can be. That's mountain pose. That is the starting pose to all standing yoga poses. Take 3 nice breaths there. Good job. I just want to turn this off. I feel like it's been on for days and it's starting to dry me out. It has been on for days. I want to show you a little bit of an arch in the back, so I want to show you from this area. I always have to be careful what clothes I wear. So you want to inhale, bring your hands in front of you. I'm going like this. So I'll just show you a few things here. Bring your hands as far to the ceiling as you can and spread them, of course. We're doing yoga, so yoga is in your hands too. Exhale as you bring your hands to your heart. That is what this means. When I say to your heart or your prayer, I actually push a little bit of a dual action goes on there. I'm engaged with my body. I'm honoring the fact that I'm in a yoga class. I am tall in my body. Remember what I said about digestion and blood circulation? You don't ever want to be collapsing into yourself. You are tall. Then you're going to inhale and bring those hands up again, and I'm going to show you from this side. And then you're going to come into a bit of a back bend. A back bend for you can be just there. That's absolutely fine. Back bend can be for you there. That's fine too. With your hands, bring them too. But to come out, you push away the floor. It's in your legs that brings you out without doing any harm to your back. So, depending on how you are in your back, you use whatever you want, but we want to bring our hands up. And then bring your hands here. Then you're going to come into the forward bend we just did with your hands about a foot or so away. And then I want you to drop your right leg back. You can bring it to the floor if you want. So anytime I say get back into runner's lunge, this is runner's lunge. Heels going to the wall behind you. Nice and strong in that leg, right? Knee over ankle, always, always, always knee over ankle. So this is runner's lunge or down like this. And if you want, your modification is to use your knee. If you need to put a blanket or a shawl under your knee, then at any time do that too. So we're going to bring that up. We're going to inhale. We're going to bring that right foot back to where it belongs. We're going to exhale into forward bend. And then one more time, we're going to nice and slowly come on up to mountain. Then we're going to inhale, hands above your head. Send your fingers as far away as you can. Bring your hands together in prayer above your head. Your arms should be by your ears. Exhale so that your hands come down to your heart. Inhale into forward bend again. And then, of course, we have to do runner's lunge on the other leg. We always do both sides. Send your heels to the wall behind you. Let's come up for just a minute, making sure our knee is over our ankle. If you want, drop your back knee. That's an excellent modification. Let's just gently be down on your knee or up, wherever you are at in your yoga or in your body. So a lot of people that are in great shape that just start yoga. Inhale. Bring that left leg to sit right beside the right leg. Brick width apart, remember? We're always hip width apart is actually here. So, excuse me, so many people think it's shoulder width apart. That's shoulder width apart. This is hip width apart. Same distance as the brick. So we're going to do that one. So let me see, what else do you need to know? Chaturanga. I mean for Sun Salutations. Okay, let's come down on our hands. Let's try getting down this way. This is a good idea for you to know where you're at. It's a lot easier than it looks. And there's a couple of different ways of doing this too, which I'll show you now. So you can watch me as you're going to inhale, bring your hands down. I should be at the top of my mat. It's a little close there. Inhale. You can jump back to plank. You can, if I say come on back to plank, you can go right leg, go down, and then bring your left leg. As long as you're supporting in your arms, you're going to be just fine. That's another way to get back. And then if you want, if you're feeling tired, well, let's go into downward dog. So this is how you can get to down dog from forward bend, right? Get your hands into yoga hand, right leg back, left leg back, into down dog. Now bring your knees down and come on down into child's pose. So you should be still standing up. So do that last down dog I did, which is you're at the front of your mat, right leg back, left leg back. Yoga hands are fully engaged as always. Downward dog. Knees, toes, heroes. I I hope you're finding this helpful. I didn't teach it quite like this. I've done this beginner's program quite a few times. But we didn't get to our feet the other day like I had planned, so I had to switch it up a bit and kind of catch up a bit. So you got 4 days on the mat before you stood up. So and we won't bring it together into a sun salutation until the next day. This is a good way for you to see child's poses too, since I'm on my side. I can't remember if I showed you on the side. Hands way away from your body. This is active child's pose. See how my hands are engaged? They're still in yoga hand. Yoga hand is very important. Whenever we're in class, your hand hits the mat, it goes to yoga hand. Your foot hits the mat, it goes to yoga foot. The minute it touches the surface, you are in and engaged. So your arms are engaged. This is recovery child's pose. This is another form of child's pose where you want to come through and just be with the earth. This is a recovery child's pose as well. So any child's pose that works for you well. And anytime you need a rest, please feel free to do child's pose. Why don't I'm going to check the time because I know there's a couple of things I want to do and it sure goes fast. Oh, we're already almost done. Wow, that went really quick. So, okay, good to know. We're almost done, guys. Shoulder blades down your back. Why don't we do that whole, that's a little bit of a flow there, so that must feel good. Let's do that a couple more times, just to get a really good feeling of what they feel like in our body. You're standing up finally. We'll do just a few sun salutations and then on Friday, and then we're going to work on pyramid and a few stretches from there, as well as goddess pose. I'll show you one more variation of this that we can add, okay, because I want to show you working on my side as well as looking at you. I want to show you chair pose, so we're going to do that. But first we're going to come into table. Right leg back, use your breath, left leg back into plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Breathe into up dog. Remember, it looks like I'm touching the floor, but I'm not. You just really want a nice back bend here. Look up. Inhale, exhale to downward dog. So that's a nice 4 flow poses right there for you. Push away the floor. Be very, very, very engaged. Breathe. Nice active dog is what that's called. I'm going to raise my right foot in the air, bend my knee and bring it down and walk myself to the top of the mat. You come to the mat in whatever way feels good for you. And then I'm going to slowly come up, which should be a lot slower than that. But I want to do chair in this way. Chair, I should have showed you this last week. If the power goes out and you want something that warms you up or heats you up, sorry I'm messing with my clothes. You're going to bring your hands above your shoulders and off. You want your knees behind your toes and your brick width apart. If you need to keep a brick in your knees, which some people do, then do that. You're lowering your body. So think about sitting down, but remember, you're keeping your you're keeping your knees behind your toes. You flatten your back and you bring your arms above. So you're going to inhale, exhale, and then a little bit more advanced is coming way up on your tippy toes. Flat back. Your D-string is called. A D-string is your focal point. You want to find that spot on the floor, an inanimate object always that we use in tree and chair, and a few other poses as you balance. Inhale if you're on your toes, lower them down, and then come on back up to mountain. Good job. That's a really good pose to put into our flow. It's a good pose to hold so that you can keep incorporating balance into our practice. We want to remain balanced. We don't want to fall. And remember what I told you when we first started. The neurotransmitters in your brain's rapid fire when you're trying to keep your balance. So it's a good food for your brain. Good job, you guys. So this is what chair looks like on the side. So there you have it. Shoulders down your back. Inhale. So flat back, knees behind your toes, arms up as high as you can. It takes a while to open your shoulders, so, and then sit. Inhale, up on your tippy toes if you can. You're looking forward. Hands to your heart, and then slowly bring your tummy to your thighs, and flat back. Come on up to mountain pose. Good job, you guys. Gonna get you to just gracefully come on down onto the floor, and we're gonna wind down. So we're going to we're gonna walk ourselves into our yoga mat, wherever you are mid-mat, because always when you go down into Shavasana, I want your head to be comfortable on the yoga mat. I need to go walking, I can tell already. It doesn't take long. Like I said, I've been locked in 6 days. I didn't even realize it till I looked at the calendar. Bring your hands on either side. Surrender your forehead towards your legs. Eyes to your toes. Nice exhale. As you slowly, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, come on down. So see how I lift up? We're not going to go into Shavasana just yet though. I'm going to get you to do the 4 square hip opening again, which is bringing your left leg close to your buttocks. Always have your toes in front of your heels as well. Inhale as you bring your right foot on your thigh. So my toes are above my heels at the very least. It is fully engaged, always, because my foot just went into 4 square, or my leg did, and I need to keep my knees safe. So you're going to inhale as you bring your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground and put your hands through the hole. If you want a bigger stretch, bring your leg up. Ideally, nose to toes is where I like to go. It takes a while to get there though, but that's the intention, right? So you're going to inhale, and on the exhale, bend your elbows, guiding that extended leg towards your body. Nice hip opener. Ideally, the foot starts off below your knee, right in the center of your quad, not over there, right on top of your quad, center thigh. To come out, you release your left foot to the ground, bring your right foot down, take a breath, inhale, bring your left foot, engage it, and bring that onto your thigh. Remember, here's where I've got Uncle Richie's hip coming in now. Each side of our body is different, and every single day in our beautiful bodies is different as well. Inhale, bring your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Put your arms through the hole provided. Taking in a nice breath, inhale. It's a squeezing, it takes time. If you're just here, that's beautiful. Don't worry about doing anything perfect at all. Perfect is not even real in nature. Remember I said that? Bring your foot down, bring your opposite foot down. Okay, let's go into bridge quickly. I wanted to do that one too. For those of you that are new to bridge, because I know some people are coming back, so that's why I say that. Put your brick in there because that's important with bridge. So if you're brand new, use a brick. That keeps your feet hip width apart. Inhale. Send your pelvic floor to the ceiling. Way up, right? And then if you can, pushing away the floor, fully engaged, and bring your arms, as long as they can stay. If not, this is fine too. But ideally, you're using your quads and you're pushing your front hip flexors way up. And then to come down, you're doing that from between your shoulder blades, nice and slow, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. Good job. It's way too hot in here. That's why I'm breathing. I'm talking so much and moving. Shoulder blades behind your back. Extend your legs off your hips. Let your feet splay open. Let your palms be up. Let your breath settle. Let your temperature settle. And allow yourself to be very proud of yourself for showing up for the 5th class of the 18 series. Good for you. I'm going to send you on your blessings now and hope I see you again on Friday's class. So if you weren't able to join me this morning, I hope you are still coming to classes. And I'm going to remind you to please like, comment, share, subscribe. That's the only way YouTube is ever going to recognize me, if you guys recognize me. And comment once this, I don't know where, you can't comment until after I process this video, which takes a few minutes. So if you could always come back and comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. Oh, pardon me. I recognize the place in you where the entire universe dwells. I recognize the place in you that is of love. I recognize the place in you that is of light. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for trusting me.